$200,000 if you make this shot. Let's see.
Angel Reese had just missed a wide-open layup, the kind of shot players are expected to make without thinking. Shaquille O'Neal burst out laughing, and most athletes in that moment would feel embarrassed and try to move on as fast as possible. Angel did the opposite. Instead of shrinking away, she took it as a challenge. She locked in on Shaq and decided this was the perfect time to test his free throw skills. The situation was already awkward, but it quickly turned wild. Angel was so confident that Shaq had lost his touch that she put $100,000 on the line for a single free throw. This wasn't friendly trash talk or a casual gym bet. This was serious money against a man who has been shooting basketball since before she learned how to tie her shoes. Shaq stepped up, calm and relaxed, and knocked the shot down like it was nothing. Just like that, Angel watched $100,000 disappear in seconds. Moments like this highlight the strange confidence that seems to surround Angel Reese. She plays with passion and energy, but sometimes that confidence doesn't match the results on the court. One thing she does well is fight for rebounds. When a shot goes up and misses, she's often right there battling for the ball. The problem is that many of those rebounds come from her own missed shots. That effort deserves some credit, but it also hides a bigger issue: finishing at the rim. In 2024, Angel's shooting numbers raised serious concerns. She shot under 40% from the field, which is low for any professional player, especially someone who plays close to the basket. Even more troubling was her performance on shots within 5 feet of the rim. These are supposed to be the easiest shots in basketball. Yet among players with significant minutes, her percentage in that area stood out in a bad way. To put it simply, these were not tough, contested jump shots. These were layups. Wide-open looks. Shots that should feel automatic at the professional level. Instead, she led the league in layup attempts but struggled to convert them. That's not bad luck or unfair defense. That points to shaky fundamentals. Despite this, Angel's public confidence never dipped. She continued to speak boldly, challenge critics, and call out other players. At one point, she even suggested women deserved equal pay to NBA players. Critics pointed to clips of her missed layups and defensive struggles as evidence that the argument didn't hold up, at least not yet. Her rebounding numbers became a talking point online. Fans jokingly labeled them "me-bounds," pointing out that many came from her own missed shots. Angel responded by embracing the joke. She said she didn't mind the trolling and admitted that not every rebound truly belonged to her alone. She leaned into the nickname and turned it into part of her brand. In 2025, there was some improvement. Her shooting percentage climbed into the mid-40s, which sounded promising at first glance. But a closer look revealed the same problem. Her layup percentage was still shockingly low. These are shots taken right at the basket, where height and strength should be an advantage. Instead, she continued to miss chances that should have been guaranteed points. Meanwhile, the trash talk kept coming. Angel challenged NBA player Michael Porter Jr. to a one-on-one game, claiming she used to beat him growing up by huge margins. Porter laughed it off, and most fans saw the challenge as unrealistic. The gap between WNBA and NBA athleticism is massive, and Porter competes daily against elite male athletes. The idea of a competitive matchup felt more like fantasy than confidence. This disconnect is what frustrates many critics. Angel has built much of her image around being loud, fearless, and unapologetic. There's nothing wrong with swagger, but swagger without results eventually turns into entertainment rather than intimidation. In professional sports, numbers matter. Every shot, miss, and rebound is tracked. The stats don't care about confidence or branding. Angel has argued that she's helped grow women's basketball, even if she plays the villain role. She points to sold-out arenas, celebrities attending games, and increased media attention. From her perspective, the criticism is worth it if the sport benefits. She believes that years from now, people will recognize her as one of the reasons women's basketball gained more visibility. That belief may not be entirely wrong. Attention has increased, and rivalries have drawn new fans. But visibility alone doesn't erase performance issues. If Angel wants her confidence to be taken seriously, it has to match what happens on the court. Missed layups, padded rebound stats, and uneven offense make bold challenges harder to defend. In the end, Angel Reese remains one of the most talked about players in women's basketball. Not just because of how she plays, but because of how she talks, reacts, and presents herself. Whether that confidence becomes justified over time, or remains a mismatch with reality is something only future seasons will answer. For now, the gap between the bravado and the box score is impossible to ignore. Here's the main thing Angel doesn't seem to understand. Being great in women's basketball does not automatically mean you can compete with everyone who plays the sport. Basketball is still governed by size, strength, speed, and skill. No amount of confidence or bold talk changes basic reality. When someone is bigger, stronger, and more experienced, the difference shows quickly. That's not disrespect. That's how sports work. Even the people closest to Angel have quietly confirmed this. Her own brother reportedly refuses to play her one-on-one anymore, and her family has admitted she hasn't beaten him since he was around 12 years old. These aren't critics online or strangers pushing a narrative. These are people who know her best, essentially admitting she does not compete successfully against male players. That alone should offer perspective. Angel often talks about how hard she works. She describes practicing against bigger players, taking contact in the gym, and focusing on finishing through physical defense. She knows her role is rebounding and creating second chances, and she takes pride in that. There's nothing wrong with understanding your strengths. Rebounding matters. Hustle matters. Effort matters. But effort alone does not turn someone into the best player in the league. Still, the claims keep coming. Angel has publicly said she believes she's the best player in women's basketball. She insists fans tune in to watch her, not just Caitlin Clark. She talks as if arenas are packed because people are waiting to see what she does next. That version of reality simply doesn't line up with what most fans are actually watching. People tune in because Caitlin Clark represents something rare. Her shooting range, scoring ability, court vision, and decision-making stand out immediately. Fans want to see greatness, and they want to know if anyone can match that level. Angel, by comparison, feels more like a supporting piece who believes she's the main attraction. It's the difference between earning a gold medal and receiving applause just for showing up. Trash talk only works when performance backs it up. Michael Jordan could talk because he dominated games on both ends of the floor. Kobe Bryant could run his mouth because he was capable of scoring 80 points in a single night. When a player shoots under 40% and misses basic layups regularly, trash talk stops sounding confident and starts sounding forced. At that point, it feels like image building instead of greatness. That Shaq moment captured everything perfectly. Angel missed a simple layup and Shaq laughed. He wasn't mocking her as a person. He was reacting as someone who has seen elite basketball for decades. Instead of taking that moment as a reminder to improve fundamentals, Angel saw an opportunity to look fearless. She dropped a $100,000 challenge not because it made sense but because it looked bold on camera. Shaq calmly stepped to the line and made the free throw. Of course he did. He's taken thousands of those shots over his career. The result was predictable to anyone being honest. Angel lost the money, but more importantly, she exposed the gap between confidence and capability. Yet in her mind, the focus wasn't on the mistake. It was on how brave she looked for trying. Maybe she shouldn't be intimidated by Shaq personally, but she should be intimidated by the facts. The numbers don't lie. She consistently shoots under 40%. Her layup efficiency is shockingly low for a professional player who operates near the basket. Many of her rebounds come from her own missed shots, inflating her stats. Coaches, analysts, and players have evaluated her game, and none have placed her at the top tier. All the swagger in the world doesn't change that. She isn't an unstoppable force. She isn't someone who should be calling out NBA players. She isn't the face of women's basketball based on skill alone. She's a strong rebounder with relentless energy who talks like a superstar. That's not the same thing. True stars affect the game in many ways. They score efficiently. They create opportunities for teammates. They make smart decisions under pressure. They shift defensive schemes and control the flow of play. Clark does that consistently. Angel brings effort and attitude, which are valuable, but they are not equal to elite basketball skill. Angel will look into a camera and confidently declare herself the best. She'll challenge legends and dismiss criticism. Then you watch the film and see someone struggling to score, forcing shots, and relying heavily on hustle plays. This isn't personal. These are recorded statistics. She shot 39% as a rookie. She's still below elite efficiency. She averages modest assists and rarely shoots from deep. These are facts, not opinions. Somewhere along the way, Angel convinced herself that confidence alone placed her above others. Shaq's laughter wasn't disrespect. It was honesty. He's played with the greatest to ever touch a basketball. He knows the difference between effort and excellence. That free throw he made wasn't just a shot. It was a reminder of where real professional standards sit. Angel paid $100,000 for that lesson. And she keeps paying similar prices every time confidence outruns reality. Until she lets her game speak louder than her words, those lessons will keep coming.